Without change, something sleeps inside us. The sleeper must awaken.
Hello and welcome back to another We Ourselves video. We are in the midst of a lot of rumors, a lot of speculations, and a lot of hype about the next T'Challa and the recasting of T'Challa. And every time this discussion comes up, one of the actors that we would all like to see used as T'Challa, and one who has said he's willing to do it, is none other than Aldis Hodge. But today, I want to talk about why I think he should say no if he's offered the Black Panther role. And I know this goes against what so many of us fan casted, because Aldis Hodge would fit the part. He said he would play the part. He's not one of these actors who's afraid to step into the shoes of Chadwick Boseman. And so obviously he's one of the front runners for the role. But all that being said, I do not feel he should accept this role of T'Challa, particularly at this point. One of which is that he's probably going to be a variant that's only going to be in a few movies, or he's going to be attached to T'Child in some kind of way, which none of us want. But that's not the reasons why I don't think he should take this part. The reasons I don't think he should take this part, if offered, is because he has a good gig going. And that is with the Alex Cross series, which was a successful series and is already a legacy, having been portrayed by two other Black actors over the last 20 years. But I want to delve into a little bit of why I think playing Alex Cross is the perfect fit for him and could possibly be the role of his life, or really the career-making role for him to play. We've all seen that some actors just seem to be perfect for a role, and we can't ever imagine anybody else doing it. But even then, we still get recast. I just want to say that. But we all know that RDJ seemed perfect to play Tony Stark, as well as Iron Man. Chris Evans, who played Johnny Storm first, became the quintessential Captain America. Harrison Ford, he was Indiana Jones as well as Han Solo. We couldn't see anybody else playing those parts. And then fan casting Angela Bassett as Storm. Even though all the people talking about Angela Bassett, we keep forgetting that when that first Marvel X-Men movie came out, there was another actress that a lot of people said would have fit Storm. And that was actor, musician, model Grace Jones, who also had the dark features and the exotic look and the voice. See, people keep forgetting that Grace Jones was one of those people that we threw around as a potential better Storm, much better Storm than who we got, Halle Berry, and even a little better, I believe, than Angela Bassett. But still, Angela Bassett would have been a fantastic Storm. And of course, you have Gal Gadot, who was Wonder Woman. The way she spoke, her beautiful looks, she came off as this exotic woman who fit the Wonder Woman role better than anybody, even Linda Carter, who played it back in the day. So we all know that there are certain actors and actresses who seem perfect for certain comic book roles. But when it comes to Aldis Hodge, who we all would like to see as Black Panther, I say he's the perfect person to play Alex Cross. It seems as if this role was made just for him. First of all, Aldis Hodge, at the time of making this video, is 38 years old. He's exactly the age of the character in the first Alex Cross novel, which came out in the 1990s. Which means that when Morgan Freeman played the part, even 20 years ago, he was basically too old. And then when Tyler Perry played the part, he did not have the physique. And that's my second point. Alex Cross, he goes to the gym, he runs, he swims, he's an athlete as well as being a police officer, as well as being a psychologist. Tyler Perry did not have the physique. Aldis Hodge has it. And as they played that up in the series, that wasn't them just taking advantage of the way he looked. That is the way Alex Cross was described in the book all those years ago when the series premiered. The other reason that I feel that Aldis Hodge is in a perfect role for him is because Hodge can play the nerdy psychologist side of Cross better than anybody else. In fact, the first time that I ever remember seeing him in a show, he was actually playing a black nerd. And so because of his personality and who he is, his delivery, he can play that psychologist side of Alex Cross and not just the physicality that is also there with the character. Again, perfect casting as far as I'm concerned. And having read the books, I can see him playing the part, because he does. It's like he embodies that character. Again, it's as if this role is the perfect role for him. And then there's the thing of the marketing. He's already been put on the cover of the first 2 books in the series, not just the first book, but the second book, which means that they have plans to do at least 1 more season. He's also on the cover of the audiobooks. So they are already latched onto him and his image as being the definitive Alex Cross. Again, it seems to be perfect timing and perfect casting for him. Yes, I know he said he was willing to be T'Challa, but it seems the role of his lifetime has come. And that brings me to the second reason why I say this could be a role of a lifetime. Yes, I know streaming shows are different from traditional TV shows, but even with streaming shows, a successful streaming show can be the definitive vehicle for an actor, which will pay dividends far into the future. We've seen it happen so many times. And just for an example, dealing with the streaming show, you have Dexter, which starred Michael C. Hall. The original series went from 2008 until 2013. It went 8 seasons. At the time, Hall did something that a lot of main actors do on TV shows. By the time they got to the 3rd season, Hall had become a producer and co-executive producer of the show for the remaining seasons. That put him into a different bracket. That means that he was going to continue to receive dividends from the show into the future. And more importantly, he was able to come out with limited series. He came out with Dexter New Blood in 2021, which of course, he's the showrunner on that. And then he came out with his newest show, which is out now, called Dexter Original Sin, which is in its 1st season. Obviously, he's going to make money off of this franchise for the rest of his life. Similarly, when you look at an actor like Edward James Olmos, who's been in iconic films his entire life, he's a fantastic actor. But many people will say that his definitive role was when he was cast to play Commander Adama in the reboot of Battlestar Galactica in 2004. That show went for 4 seasons from 2004 to 2009. That show was a vehicle for him to be at the pinnacle of his acting career. And again, it became the definitive role for him. And like Michael C. Hall with Dexter, Edward James almost moved on to directing. And eventually he directed one of these standalone Battlestar Galactica films called The Plan, which he directed in 2009. So for shows, it is a way for actors to move into the directing seat. Now, I don't know if Aldis Hodge wants to be a director, but he could. But more importantly, he could get to the point where he's a producer or an executive producer if Alex Cross show continues to go and it get multiple seasons. Not to mention that you have 20 plus years of Alex Cross books, which means that you have an endless amount of core material. So I feel like that this role is the definitive role for him, and it can be the definitive role for him, because when you're in a series like this versus a movie that comes out every 2 or 3 years, when you're in a series like this and it goes for multiple years, you get a lot of screen time, which is why this can be the defining role for him in his career. But that is why I think he should say no to T'Challa. The limited role that he would be given right now is not worth walking away from a series which can potentially be his defining mark and his defining period of his acting and professional career. So anyway, I just wanted to come forward and say that because I see all the rumors, I see all the speculations, I'm watching all the videos and hearing all the arguments back and forth about whether T'Challa is really going to be recast, or whether this is just a rumor. But the name that keeps coming up in all the fan artwork shows Aldis Hodge as Black Panther, T'Challa Black Panther. And I'm saying that if he's offered it, he should say no, because he has his star vehicle right now that he's in on the ground floor that he can help shape and become the defining role of his career. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about this particular topic. Hit the like button if you haven't, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you the next time.
The sleeper has awakened!